What if something as simple as writing with a pen could protect your brain as you age? Japanese Dr. Tamaka tracked 300 seniors, 80 years and up, and found one constant. They wrote by hand 15 minutes a day. Finding this was a key factor for maintaining a strong memory and preventing dementia. Physical writing hits 17 zones in the brain, including your visual processing, your motor control, and your memory. MRI scans show that by writing by hand forces your brain to manage spatial logic and memory at the same time. Also, they did trials for people that journaled by hand, and they found that 41% had better recall and 34% faster processing. So, typing might be quicker, but handwriting might be saving your memory. Welcome to Stir the Coco, everyone. And we are so happy that you're here. Today, we have an exciting guest. We have Natalie from the Pretty Paper Club, and she is really going to unpack how powerful a handwritten note can be in our lives. So we look forward to having her. And remember to subscribe here at BCTV and at Stir the Coco on YouTube for amazing Coco brain content. Come join us for the interview. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stir the Coco. And today we have a very special guest, Natalie, and she is the owner of the Pretty Paper Club. Natalie, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So, Natalie, we are in an era where we are saturated in this digital world. But now research is coming out that having a handwritten note, anything related to handwriting is really good for our mental well-being, our brain health, and you are the perfect person to talk about this. and so we are ready to chat with you. So welcome. Okay.
Well,
well,
anything that has to do with paper or writing or anything that's analog, I'm your girl.
right there. Perfect. So we're ready to ask you. Well, first of all, how has, sharing the value and the importance of handwritten letters has been in your life, in your experiences. So tell us about it.
Sure. Well, I came of an age where we didn't have cell phones when I was growing up. So the way for me to communicate with my friends, if we didn't live on the same block or in the same city, was to write each other letters. I was a military brat. My dad was in the Air Force. And so that meant I moved about every 12 months to 18 months to 2 years. So I moved often. And the way for me to communicate with my friends was writing letters. That was how we kept in touch after we moved away from each other. So for me, handwritten letters have been a part of how I kept in touch with my community and my friends. Obviously, we moved quite a bit, so we were overseas. And it was also a way to keep in touch with our family, like my grandmas or my siblings who had gone to college. So I just have always loved writing letters since I was young, and it just kept on through adulthood.
So is this how, did Pretty Paper Club emerge from these experiences?
I would say so. Yes, Pretty Paper Club happened by complete accident, and it is a funny story because my husband didn't even know that I started a business. He came home one day and said, "Do you have a business? Someone said you had a new business. I don't know what you're talking about." And it truly happened by accident. And so the story behind Pretty Paper Club was simply that I had young kids. I took a break from my career And I was at home. I've always been crafty and loved stationery, loved writing letters. And so when I was going to birthdays, baby showers, bridal showers, my go-to gift was to always make a set of stationery along with the gift card. And I just hated just giving the gift card or just giving cash. So I would just make up a cute set of note cards with printer that I had at home and would wrap it up with a cute bow. And so the next day I would have someone call and say, hey, where did you get that really cute stationery? I'm going to a baby shower next week. Can you help me? And so that was kind of how I started dabbling in making stationery note cards for people, just because it was something I loved. I was making for myself and my family and friends. And so I kind of was dabbling in making stationery for people. But Pretty Paper Club came about, which is a little bit of a different business model. Pretty Paper Club is where you get personalized note cards with a new theme every month. So what was happening for me is I was making note cards for my friends and family every month or every few weeks. And then I would just kind of throw it out to people. Hey, well, what would be something cute for us to do next month? Oh, okay. Now it's springtime. Should we do some florals? And I was just doing it for fun with family and friends. And I would have friends and family members call and say, well, there's someone in my office who wants to get some stationery too. Do you think we could add her to the list and we could send her some stationery? So really it became this circumstance where I found a website that caters to a subscription model. And I decided, okay, well, what could I charge everybody every month to help chip in and pay for the supplies? Because we had a lot of people wanting to join our group. And so I found it. I threw up the website like in an afternoon, like my kids were playing, and I think it was just within a few hours, and really thought that the group was just going to be a way for Pretty Paper Club to exist, was just a way for my family and friends to help chip in with the expense of the stationery note cards. But what happened was overnight the paper people found us, and now we have a note card club of the month that now ships to all 50 states. It's wild.
That is, and do you design the stationery? Are you the designer? Do you have a team that helps you come up with these ideas?
I do 90% of the design. I like to have like a host designer come on occasionally. When I work with people and they give me ideas, we'll collaborate and do it together. But 90% of it is, kind of comes from what I love working with. I decided that if it's something that I love, I think other people will love it too. So I hate to outsource too much of the part of what makes it fun for me.
Absolutely. So obviously you having a business, you've seen so much success. Why is letter writing still important in this digital world? I mean, your business is still running. Why are people still holding on to that? Or it's probably growing more, maybe. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's just making a comeback. I think there were two important events that really helped. The first was COVID. So, of course, during COVID, we all got separated, but we could still send mail. And so we had a big surge of people trying to connect during COVID. But I would say now, in the year we're at in 2026, we're all looking for something that's less digital, more analog. We've all realized that we stare at screens for everything we do, jobs, school, entertainment. And so it's just a way to disconnect from, just sitting, looking at a screen. I have found that you can only do so much reading. Not everyone feels crafty, but your brain works differently when you have a pen and a paper and you have a nice fresh pen and you're writing your to-do list on a notepad. I think now more than ever, people are craving something different than their phone to get all of their to-dos done and to connect with people a little deeper than just sending a text. So I think it's making a huge comeback.
I have to agree with you 1,000%. Anything with letter writing, knitting, card games. I mean, all that is emerging a lot more. So it's an exciting time. It is definitely.
It's fun.
It is. And actually, tell me, what is the emotional impact of getting a handwritten letter? What have your customers said, or maybe family members? What is that emotional impact?
Oh my gosh. I think people find it unexpected because sometimes you think when you're writing the note, it's for the recipient. And what I found is that people get a lot more out of it than they were expecting. A couple of examples that always touch me. Well, for me personally, my best friend that I've had since we lived in Germany together in middle school, like I said, both of our parents were in the military, so we were, sheltered in a totally different country, and remained best friends even after not living in the same state through adulthood. When we were very young, she was only 31 when she was diagnosed with cancer, and she passed by the time we were 33. So she was very, very young. And for me to experience such a loss at that young age was so unexpected and a very unusual age to lose someone. For me personally, having the thousands of letters that we have written to each other over the years has been my comfort. Her children were really young when she passed. They were just 3 and 10. I have this whole new side of their mom that they've never seen before by sharing letters that she wrote when we were just teenagers, in our 20s, getting married, just having kids. I have all of these letters. So it's not only a comfort to me, but I'm also able to share a different side of their mom to them. So that is, for me, something that has brought me a lot of comfort and joy and unexpected value of the written letters. But it's also just as simple as I had a friend gift Pretty Paper Club to her daughter who is in college. She has an internship. She is working at a doctor's office, and let's just say the doctor is a little prickly. Like, he's just, real cold. He doesn't treat the staff very well. And at Christmas, after he gave everyone a small gift, her daughter wrote him a thank you for the opportunity to work in his office, and as well for the gift card. And since then, this doctor is so nice. Like, has changed the way that she shows up at this internship, like changed his view of her. Just, I don't know if it humanized her, but somehow like touched his cold heart.
Wow.
Has changed, this. So for her, she's going to get more out of this internship just by connecting with, her boss, who is a totally, 2 generations older. So just little impacts like that. She had no idea that her little thank you note that she wrote to him after Christmas was going to make such a big impact on her.
So, I mean, that's so powerful. Let's take a, I mean, it is the handwritten note. And you know what? Now that you mentioned that, the other day I wrote some little notes for my students. They just, just things that they've been doing in class, whatever. And these are high school students, so not a lot of them get stuff in the mail from their teacher,
Right.
but I just felt it in my heart that I wanted to do that. And you're right. Like, one student came in this morning and just to say thank you for the note. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was an impact, because I think, when you have an email, like, it's that connection, like you said, is not the same, right?
Not the same. You also have a lot of your personality in your handwriting, right? It's not just when you read a screen, you're not reading a personality.
You tell me about that, because that is something too. Can you tell by people's handwriting?
Yes.
Tell us about that. I'm curious.
Yeah. So what I love about getting a letter is, first of all, I love seeing people's handwriting, right? You learn so much. Like, are they scribbly? Do they have these big loops? You think sometimes you see like a really polished person and then their handwriting is scribbly. You're like, oh, thank goodness, they're not perfect, or on the other side, like, you get at someone's handwriting, you're like, I was not expecting like this beautiful penmanship. So I love the handwriting. So first of all, you're connecting with someone that you can't in a text or an email just by their handwriting. Also, I love, what is the card that they chose, or the letterhead, or the paper. the colors, what color ink do they use? Are they just, always in black? Do you have the friend who has like lots of different colors? So you're showing something a little more personal and different when you're sending a letter that I don't think we realize is happening, but it definitely is happening.
There's a lot there. That goes through the whole process.
Oh, yes.
And so tell me, obviously, then when getting something in the mail, do you think that helps someone's mental well-being and health to open up that mailbox? What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh. And for me personally,
Yes.
when I get my mail, it is such a treat, right? So you go through your stack and you're like, bill, ad, newspaper ad. And what's the only thing that you really care about in there is if you see someone's handwritten, handwriting and a stamp. For me, it brings so much joy. I can speak for members who said that when they started mailing letters for the first time, the reaction that they got from their friends and family, what is not to love? Like, it's just a treat, and it doesn't cost very much to do. A piece of paper you have around, a notepad that you have, and a stamp. And people kind of complain about the price of a stamp, and I say, for 78 cents, like I could mail something to you, Carla, for 78 cents, and we're states and states away. Like, you can't do anything for $1.
Right. Yes.
Nothing.
I can't drive there. Gas is too expensive.
Right. I mean, you really can't even do anything for $1, and it costs you a dollar to make someone's day. So I believe so much in the power of having something that someone can give you that they spent time on. It has more impact. It has more meaning.
And so, because of that, do you give us some pointers on how someone can make daily handwriting notes,
Yes.
integrate that into their life, into
Yeah.
their weekly or monthly? What do you recommend to make this part of a routine?
Yeah.
Because it's very beneficial. How can someone do that?
Okay, I have some really easy tip. Like, this is the best tip I can give you if you want to start to make it more of a habit. I make a stationery pouch. So I will just take a pouch. I will take some note cards, some pens, some stamps, maybe some stickers, obviously confetti. I put confetti in every single one.
I know, I love your confetti. Actually, I probably have some here in my drawer right now. Actually, look what I have. I have stuff from Pretty Paper Club in my drawer. Yes, your confetti. I love it.
Yes. I even have a confetti jar on my desk because I write so many notes. I just have the confetti right here. I pop the lid off, add some confetti. It's just, my signature move, I guess, in letter writing. But if you have a stationery pouch, you can throw it in your purse. You can throw it in your car. So when you're sitting waiting for an appointment, or if you're a student and you're waiting for class, or you just have some downtime, I like to just bust out a couple notes. And sometimes just getting the first note written is the hardest part. And then you can't stop. Like, really, it's just like when they talk about working out. The first time is such a bummer.
Yes.
It's such a bummer to get out of bed. It's cold. You don't want to do it. And then after you do the first one, like, oh, wow, that felt really nice. I bet, okay, let me just take a couple more minutes and write another letter to someone else. So my tip to get started is to keep it really simple.
Okay.
Make yourself a little stationery pouch, a little letter writing kit, and just start doing a couple. Like, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a really short note. Sometimes just the smallest thank yous go the longest way. So just start simple and just use whatever you have around the house. We all have, notepads, and we probably all have note cards stashed somewhere. If you're a paper person like me, we have a million pens, all the things.
And okay, for what purpose should we be sending it to? Like, what are some topics that, I could send a note to someone?
Yeah. I love all the reasons, and I love even just because. So for me, I always try to write thank you notes. I love doing it. So it doesn't feel like a chore for me. If someone has me over for a mahjong, or someone, treated me to dinner, I'll just write a note, just recapping the night, or just something funny that happened, or just because I wanted to thank them for treating me. So thank yous for gifts, birthday cards. I mean, that is,
Oh,
I love birthday cards because no one gets them anymore, and it's so fun.
oh my gosh, yes.
Who doesn't love to get a birthday card? People always say the last time I got a birthday card was from my grandma 20 years ago. So
Yes, with a little $10 bill.
yes, yes. So surprise your friends. It doesn't matter if they live next door or, you know, in another state. Surprise your friends with a birthday card.
Love
It's
that.
really fun. It's easy. And you always think, like, it's so hard to buy gifts for our friends. Sometimes you think, okay, what does she want? You know, and that's the easiest birthday gift ever is a birthday card. I love writing condolence notes.
Oh, that's
I think the power of a condolence note means more than anything that you could put into a text or an email. What I also love about writing notes for condolence is it's something that they can do on their own time, right? So if you send someone a text message, a condolence text message, it pops up right away and it may not be the right moment for them. But if you write a letter or write a note and express your condolences, it's they can compartmentalize, and when it's good for them or when they need to pick me up or they need to hear about their loved one, it's there and it meets them where they're at.
wow.
So that's that. I think condolence notes are such a gift to the person writing them, but also the people receiving them. And also the just because, like, I just like writing the just because, like, it's such a beautiful day, and I just wanted to write and tell you just because I was just thinking about you today.
Oh my God, Natalie, you're making so many people so happy. Like it fills your soul and their soul, right?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
great connection.
I love it. It is such a treat. And I feel like also a little bit of a mind shift you can give
Yes,
yourself is instead of treating it like a chore, oh, you know, someone gave me a gift, I have to write a thank you.
yes.
You flip it a little bit and it's actually kind of a treat and it becomes something that feels good to you instead of treating it like a chore or another to-do item. Flip it a little bit and go, you know, this is something I get to do. It only takes me a couple minutes. It feels so good. And it's why not?
I love that you're no, the whole package, the whole thing, it's such an experience. Wow. So when you what do you hope for with your stationery? What kind of message do you want to bring to people with Pretty Paper Club stationery?
Sure. My goal from day one was really just to inspire people to write more notes that month. So for me, when I get a new pen or I get a new stationery set or a new notepad, it kind of invigorates me and inspires me to, you know, I want to use it. I want to open up the pen. So really the motivation for Pretty Paper Cup was just to inspire people to write some notes and also to make it really easy. So there are no excuses. Like the note cards are at your door. They already have your name on it. They're already personalized.
They do have your name. Oh my gosh, you've done a posh teacher once for me and Senora, and I love that. It's something that has your name on it.
Well, we all love our name on things. And
Yes,
so we're making it easy. Like we're just giving you a handful of them. We're just trying to make it easy for you and inspiring you to do it.
I love that. I love the message you're bringing. It's just comes from the heart. I love that. Well,
Oh.
I have before we go,
Oh.
La Manzana, the apple, and we have a question in here. So
Oh, okay.
it's a surprise question, Natalie. So
Okay.
be
Okay.
ready.
I'm excited.
Okay, here's your question from La Manzana.
It's like opening a letter.
It
See?
is like yeah, are you excited? You looked excited.
Yes.
And it is handwritten. I won't show you though. It's very messy. So,
Okay.
I like purple pens, so I can say that. I love writing with a purple pen.
Okay.
That's my thing. So it's in purple. And I said here, pencil or pen people, who can we trust more?
Mm.
So yes, so I have, it's like so, who
Mm.
can I trust more?
Is this question for both of us?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really hard question.
Okay, I stumped you. Oh no.
I think you can probably, I'm a pen person, so I'll put that. But you can probably trust the pencil person because they know things change all the time. They do not have the delusion that things are so set in stone that they can write something in pen.
I
So
love this.
I feel like the pencil you can trust the pencil people more because they have realistic expectations
So
of.
the pencil wins. Okay. I think so too. If I had to answer it, I would be like, they're probably smart people too, like they work with numbers or stuff, they're like,
I agree.
but okay, so I'll teach you the word for pencil in Spanish. That would,
Okay.
and it's lápiz.
Lápiz.
Perfecto.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
lápiz.
perfect. Good
Okay,
job.
okay.
And since we're here, I'll teach you pen because you're a pen
Okay.
girl. So
Yeah.
here we go. Pluma.
Pluma.
Muy bien, Natalie.
Pluma y lápiz.
Excelente.
Okay. Wow.
So yes, that was our Spanish lesson. But no, Natalie, I'm so glad that you just really took us into the world of the stationery world, handwritten notes. I think many people underestimate and all these wonderful things it has to offer. It's
Yeah.
and you made me think because I have like letters from my grandparents, and
Oh,
it's beautiful because they're written in cursive. They
mm,
wrote in cursive, so that's even. And like you said, it's like they're there when you read them. It's like they're with you, right?
right.
So
Right. Yeah.
it's really powerful.
Yeah. And what a treat and a comfort for you to have those.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm so glad you came on, Natalie. And well, we are so excited that you're here again because if people don't know, this was we chatted, was it pre-COVID or during
I
COVID?
believe so.
Yes. So it's been a big minute. So
Yeah.
people can check that out. We had a great conversation then and now here we are again. I love it.
Full circle.
So yes, I love it. I love it. So all right, well hang on tight, Natalie, but we're gonna say goodbye to everyone and thank you so much for joining us. Adios.